This month's hang compression is working on the pike. Very hard. You've got to have a good amount of hamstring flexibility to really hit a nice position. But regardless of that hamstring flexibility, you can work on the strength of it. So you can start out with just a bent knee version and just trying to hold your knees up and thighs against your chest for as much of that 30 as you can. It's hard to breathe when you're compressing in like that. You can have an active arm and kind of, a bent elbow or whatever when you're starting out, but you want to work towards that dead hang to get that tissue tolerance in that position. From there you can do, you might even do reps because you can't hold the full, at least 15 seconds with it piked. I find it's much harder actually with more of an L. It's a longer lever, even though this is fighting my hamstrings. Trying to get that for the full 30. It's very hard on those lower abs, but the lever is a bit longer when it's out in front, so don't think that you're not working hard enough if you can only hold it kind of level. The hamstrings are that tight that you're kind of below. It's alright, just work the knees up or just work the angle that you're with. The other exercises complement to help you improve that mobility through that position. Your next part is just getting that nice pike. So when you first start, it's just like a warm-up, just lock the elbows out, just get as high as you can. If you're kind of here, and that's where your hamstrings are at, that's cool, it's a work in progress. Walk the feet up, and you're just trying to get as high as you can. Get as much weight out of those toes, and get as flat as you can. Shrugging up. After that, you can assist that with the band. So throwing that over. This is pretty high. Lots of help. Pulling that down and really getting that nice lead. Front loaded a little bit so it pulls you forward, so bring your fingertips back past that band anchor. So it's pulling your butt over your fingertips to help you with that pike position. Again, locking those elbows out. Try to get that hold there. It's a heavy position, but if you want a good press to handstand, that's where it's at, is that lift off. And really getting the butt over the fingertips will really help. The stand version of it, just that standing compression, you can do it off a step and load it up. If you've got that, I like just holding my legs, holding my ankles as I straighten my legs out, trying to get that forehead down as deep as I can. The goal is to get the forehead to the toes. Double one. Back. The other one I like as well is holding on, keeping my knees locked and trying to just get that extension in my spine. So it's purely, it's heavy, purely in the hamstring and the rounded back. Even it's not technically that compression position, I find for me that really helps me get a better position because my hamstrings, even though they're flexible, my spine and my lower back moves easier than my hamstrings. So if I can get more out of my hamstrings, it all gets easier, especially that press to handstand position where I'm getting the butt over the fingertips. Because you've got 4 compressed positions, or 3 compressed positions, the 4th one is going to reverse that. So just getting that traction extension, it's quite nice. Just go, if you need to go on your forearms, that's cool. Keep the knees down and just relax into that, and you're lengthening the spine rather than just coming up into extension. Using the breath, rock side to side, mobilize the forearms at the same time. You can do the wrist moves. It's pretty heavy with that pike press position. It's 4 rounds of that. It's very challenging, but it's all going to work towards getting that better position for your press to handstand. And with mobility, it just takes time. You've got to get on the foam roller, you've got to do the massage ball, you've got to keep your tissues healthy, stay hydrated, get enough magnesium every day. I use vitamin D, K2, the Thorn brand. I use Doctor's Best magnesium, the one with the tracks in it. I have to have 3 caps a day, otherwise, especially with ketogenic and doing kind of intermittent fasting, I find that I cramp a bit easier. But if I stay around kind of 2 to 3 caps a day of that, I avoid that. I have an Epsom salt bath once a week. There's kind of different research on that you can look at. How much gets into your system is debatable, but it definitely relaxes my body, my mind, everything, and I do a nice stretch and release session after that once a week as a meditation. You just got to do all of the work in all different ways. You know, it is very frustrating sometimes. You think that far out, this stuff is so hard and you just aren't progressing, but you've just got to kind of find your own way and just work through different things and enjoy the process and look at all the small things that are changing, not just be focused on being able to get a perfect planche or a perfect press to handstand. There is no perfection. It's always a process, and it's a lifestyle, you know. And even though you may not be able to do the perfect one, your health is improving, your joint stability is improving, and as long as you don't rush it, you don't get any niggles, you just feel good in your body and you feel better for it. You know, and if you're watching this, you know, you're part of the world's percentage of people that are actually conscious enough of themselves and their own health. They're working on it. So good on you. But if you're sharing this with others to coach them as well, you know, looking after yourself is the best way to coach other people, is to live by example. So keep at it, stay strong.